record. And we're live on Facebook. So we are in business, guys. I'm going to go ahead and get started here. All right. 1 second. One more thing here. My apologies. All right, there we go. All right, guys. Welcome to this webinar. My name is Ontarian Hawkins. I am known as the Passive Income Guru. Tonight, guys, we are going to give you some information that is going to change your life. I really believe that. And also, the information that you are going to hear is the stepping stone to the 3-step process that I follow for financial freedom. And you guys, if you've been following me for a while, you know that I talk about 3 phases. The first one being cash flow, the second one being residual income, and the third one being compounding in the form of trading or just growing your money exponentially. But tonight we're starting in phase number 1. Okay, cash flow is king. You guys have heard that before, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight. If you're working a job, if you are in the United States of America and you work a 9-to-5, you are in for a treat. You definitely want to stick around. So without further ado, you guys know who I am. Let me just turn my camera on real quick so you guys can see me. 1 second here. There we go. So you guys know exactly who I am. I've been online, just a little brief little story about me. Been online since 2008. Had my breakthrough in 2012-13, and that's when I went full-time working for myself and haven't looked back since. My background goes as far as MLM back in early 2000s. Here recently, starting in 2008, I stumbled upon affiliate marketing, which is a whole different ball game. And since then, I've been able to make a great income, full-time income from home, and I've helped countless others make income online over the years as well. And a lot of full-timers from a lot of the strategies that I teach are also doing very well. So with this information tonight, I want to get you guys, for those of you who are working a job, I want to get you into momentum. I want to get you into a positive cash flow mode. And that is our goal tonight. So I have a special guest with me. My business partner, Tracy, is on with us this evening. Tracy, are you there, sister? Let me unmute you here. There she is.
Okay. Hey, everyone. You can see me okay?
Yep, see you good. You're good. Loud and clear. Tracy, for those who don't know who you are, can you give people a little background about who you are, where you're from, and how you came into the online space?
Okay, absolutely. And definitely, Ontarian, thank you for having me on. I am super excited to be able to share this information, so I appreciate you. My name, like you said, is Tracy Jackson, aka Tax Savvy Nurse is what I named myself, because I actually help health professionals and nurses as well as business owners to really understand the tax game and help them to really learn how to lower their tax liability, but also to increase their cash flow. All right, so I've had a business part-time, network marketing and traditional, well, I guess I was doing some health coaching. So I've had some kind of business for the past 12 years. I am also a nurse full-time. I am a mother as well. And so, you know, I've been juggling a lot for several years, okay? So my parents were business owners as well when I was growing up. So I did get to see the freedom and the lifestyle that it created to really run and operate your own business and the benefits of that. So I didn't really start becoming profitable, I would say, or having a little more success with business until maybe 2015 when I started selling on Amazon. And then after that, I got into trading Forex, which I just stopped, I guess, the end of last year teaching people how to invest or how to trade foreign currency. So I've pretty much done anything that you can think of. Pretty much I've done it. Okay, most things. All right, online, also network marketing as well, trading, e-commerce, you name it, right? And the reason why is because, you know, being a single mother, I get paid well, you know, as a nurse. Everybody's like, oh, you know, you're a nurse, you're set for life, you know, but there's some more to it, because as a nurse, I'm still trading my time for money, okay? And so that doesn't really leverage myself to be able to have the freedom that I wanted to have. So the reason why I've always had a business part-time was, number one, because I wanted to be able to be in control of my cash flow, right? So that I didn't have to work double time, or I didn't have to pick up extra shifts or stay late. You know, I wanted to do my job, and it's I hate to say a job, because it's actually my purpose and my it's like a mission for me, right? Or a ministry, I should say, for me to be a nurse. But I wanted to do it when I wanted to, and not because I had to. So even though it's been well for me, I still wanted to have more control of my income, because a job can be taken away from you at any moment in time, right? And as a single mother, you know, or as a parent, or you know, or as a person, period, right? We still have to live, we have to eat, we have to survive. And so when you rely on someone else as your full-time and sole income, you know, it kind of puts you in a bind at times, because you want to make more money and you want to be able to also have that freedom. So that allowed me to, having a business, you know, keep my son in private school. You know, I was able to purchase, this is the second home that I was able to purchase. So, you know, it allowed me more options, all right, having a business. So I think that's what you pretty much asked me, Ontarian, is, you know, kind of where I started, where I am now. I do, you know, have a tax business, as well as working and partnered with MWR Financial, which I'm going to share with you in a few moments here, about, you know, kind of why I partner with them and why I do what I do now. So that's where I'm at now. Did you want me to?
Okay, thanks for that, Tracy, that your background there. And so it's the benefits that you are acquiring as a nurse, and actually as an entrepreneur. Do you say that surpasses the benefits that you're getting as an employee, as a nurse, even though you're getting paid well? But the benefits of being, tell us about the benefits of being a 1099 entrepreneur, so to speak, or having a 1099 in a sense.
Absolutely. Yeah. So like I said, the first thing was just, you know, being able to generate additional money when I wanted to, right? But then exactly what you just said, the other thing that really saved me is you know, being in a higher tax bracket, and I try to get nurses to understand this as well, or even people who are, you know, closer to six figures, let's just say that, right? They ask me all the time, oh, I have to pay so much taxes, you know, they don't know how to lower their tax liability. And in being a nurse and having a business for the whole time I was a nurse, I never owed taxes, right? I actually ended up getting refunds, because the whole thing is, and I've heard this analysis online with someone that I was watching, is that you, as an individual, the size of your I guess the tax code that you're able to take advantage of, or let's just say tax deductions, is like the size of a lake, right? But when you have a business, the tax deductions that you are allowed to take advantage of are like an ocean, right? So you have a very small pool that you can, you know, choose from, that you have access to as just a W-2 employee. So hopefully that makes sense, you know, because you have basic deductions, you know, like the child tax credit, or even the earned income credit, which is one of the biggest ones. You know, if you go to school, you know, just basic things, itemizing on your tax return with little things that you spend, like your you know, like your mortgage interest, or your, you know, if you gift things or charitable, you know, there's a few things that you can do. And they've even changed that this past year, that it's very limited in what you can even itemize on your tax return as an individual. So it's a whole new ball game when you have a business, because what was I able to do all those years is write off things that I was using anyway, right? So we all have a cell phone. We you know, most of us, right? Most of us have a vehicle that we're using. Most of us have, I'm sitting in a tax deduction right now, which is my office, right? So I use that just for my business. I use my internet for business. These are things that you pay for anyway. And so the reason why I didn't get hit so bad in taxes all those years, even though I made great money, is because I had a business. And if I can't say that any clearer than that. So for, you know, especially my health professionals that don't have a business, it's not that complicated to have one. You just need to have a service or a product that you are able to monetize, right? So it could be a skill set, and I'm a huge believer in skill sets, right? And I say this all the time. I don't care what it is that you're good at. If you're a baker, if you know, you can walk dogs, you know, create something that you're going to do to generate income, because it's going to allow you to, again, open up that ocean of tax deductions that you are not allowed as an individual. So that's really the main benefit that most people don't understand. And the reality is, when we talk about W-2 workers, is that they overpay in taxes. Many of them, I think the number is about 70%. They overpay. So again, another tax lady that I follow, she calls it leaving them a tip, right? So she says, you know, don't leave Uncle Sam a tip. You only have a certain amount that you're going to owe on taxes based off of your adjusted gross income, right? So you don't want to give them any extra during the year. And so that's what we do as tax professionals, and that's what we also do for our customers in MWR Financial. Is our main thing is to help make sure that you are not overpaying in taxes, right? Because what that says is that money, let's just say you're overpaying by, you know, $300 a month, right? What we see with our program is we're able to typically get people back about $300 to $600 on their paycheck per month, right? That's a lot of money. That could save people's homes. That could save people's families. And so with something that simple that you're able to change just by making some adjustments with your W-4, that way you're in position to also not grossly overpay or underpay. You kind of want to break even is the goal, right? Or maybe get a small return back, because a return is a refund. So, you know, we like to say, like, if you were going to go to McDonald's or somewhere, or, you know, a store, a retail store, wherever, and you paid for something and you didn't get it, you aren't going to wait until the next year to go get it back, right? We're not going to do that. So, you know, why are we giving Uncle Sam a tip, in some cases a big tip, right? And wait till the next year to get it back. Okay, it just doesn't make sense, because you could be either using that money to feed your family, to not have to use your credit cards. Like, if you got to think about it. Like, if you're giving them a tip and then you're using credit cards because you don't have enough money, you get what I'm saying? Absolutely. So it's like, then you're having to pay interest on that because you don't have enough money, and that's what they're feeding off of. This big debt crisis that we have is that people are paying sometimes more money in interest than anything else, because they have to keep borrowing and robbing Peter to pay Paul and moving it, when you could just keep the money that you're already making. Now, not everybody is overpaying, so not everybody can get that much of an increase, but we also help to support the husband and the wife. So let's say that both of you are overpaying, and each of you can get, you know, $300 to $400 back. You put that together, that's a good chunk of money. Okay, it's a good chunk of money. And so it's just about some basic education and really giving people the resources and the tools to be able to kind of shift their cash flow, right? Let's shift the cash flow back into your home. All right. And for those of you that see the opportunity and the benefits of having a business, which hopefully you do, then you can also use that to lower your tax liability as well. So that's the two main things that we do. Let's increase your cash flow by limiting what, or only paying your fair share of taxes, right? And you're going to need someone like a tax professional, or like the program that we have with MWR Financial, sit down and look at your numbers and say, okay, where do we need to be? Okay. And not only that, to help you to tax plan for next year and look in the future and say, okay, what does your tax situation look like next year, so we can even further benefit from that. So yeah, so that's the whole benefit of being or having a business, that you can actually write off way more than you would as an individual. I have people that I work with, or that I've worked with over the years, and I realize that most people don't even understand what the W-4 is, or even like how their taxes get paid. And basically, when you fill out that form and you put the number of deductions, based off of how many kids you have, or those type of things, if you're married, that creates a number that is sent to, because you see that number of federal, you might have 3, state, you might have 1 or 2. Most people don't really know what those numbers, really amount to. But if you don't actually go back to your, pay stubs and look at what your tax debt was last year and kind of see if you're on track, then you're really just blindly giving the IRS money. So you want to make sure, because people's tax situation changes, right? They may get divorced, they may have more kids, they may relocate, they may get more money. So all of those things account for how much your job is actually taking out of your paycheck, and then they send that to the IRS. So yeah, so we help people to make sure they're in line with that part.
Fantastic. That's a very good explanation there, Tracy. I'm hearing a pattern when it comes to regular employee. The pattern is most people are not educated to what we're talking about here. Therefore, they're getting too much taxes taken out of their paycheck, and then when they get their paycheck, they're looking at it like, okay, I know I made more money than this, and they look at the taxes like, this is where most of my money went. Now I got to pay my bills, okay? And now I don't have enough money left at the end of the month. Now, since I don't have enough money left at the end of the month, I'm going to go to Mr. Loan. I'm going to go to Mrs. Credit Card. Yeah. So that I can offset. Is that the pattern?
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, it's a real big problem, and I think this is one of the reasons why I shifted away from teaching people to invest versus teaching them about taxes. Because I was doing that before, and I had a lot of people, they would say, I want you to teach me how to invest and flip some money and all of that. But they were trying to do that on money that they really needed to survive, to survive. And so you can't really invest. You can't invest and start growing your money until you get out of debt. Right? It's because every month you're paying interest on that debt. So you want to pay your debt down first, and then take that money and put it somewhere where it can grow.
That's it.
Which takes me to the power of MWR Financial. So I'm going to speak to that.
Go ahead. Yeah, definitely.
With this program, it is so amazing, because if you understand the 4 quadrants of, being an employee, and then going to being self-employed, and all the way through to being an investor, we take people from that very first part that I pretty much just explained, as far as to stop overpaying in your taxes. We have a team of financial experts that are going to look at your stuff for you. All right. So instead of you having to, figure it out yourself and figure out how many deductions you need for federal and state, they'll fill out the W-4 for you and give it to you to take to your job. And basically all you have to do is you give them your last pay stub, or your last 2 pay stubs, and your last tax return. They also will review your last 3 tax returns to see if there's any missing credits or deductions that could be owed to you. All right. So that's even potentially more money. Now you would have to go ahead and, use your tax professional to make the amendments and the adjustments. But by just them giving you that expertise, it can save you and make you a lot of money. Okay. Just on that part. And like I said, you know, people usually see, you know, a couple hundred to 600 increase a month from just making adjustments on what they're already doing at work. You don't have to work any more hours. You don't have to get another job. It's just having the experts look at your situation and say, this is how you need to do it. And so at the end of the year, you should kind of fare out like this, you know, on your taxes. Very simple. All right. But it sounds simple, but I realize that a lot of people just don't understand. Like, they want to go exempt, you know, sometimes at work, and they want to claim, you know, want to go exempt, and that way no taxes are taken out for maybe half of the year, or even, you know, even much longer than that, right? Because they were trying to keep all their taxes, or I'm sorry, keep all their income. So, but then when they go to adjust it, they don't have enough time to catch up to pay their tax debt, so they end up owing. So you can't really just go and start adjusting things with your W-4 if you don't know what that's going to look like. You're going to end up in trouble. And then if you have a tax debt at the end of tax season that you can't pay, what are they going to do? You're going to get penalties, and you're going to get penalties every month on when you could have just done it the right way during the year. So the power of a financial team is something that most individuals do not have and can't afford, right? Because CPAs are very expensive. Even just to sit down with them for an hour could be a couple $100. You know, enrolled agents, you know, they can be pricey as well. Financial planners, you have to pay for all that, even just for consultation. So we are giving our members access to a financial team, not just for their tax situation, but for if they need help, you know, creating a plan to pay off something, or, you know, learning how to budget, have them look at their numbers and create a plan where they can reach their financial goals. Anything like that, all right, you're able to consult with them unlimited, all right? So that's the first part. The other part for business owners, if you have a business and you don't have a financial expert, you're really shooting yourself in the foot. Because if you're trying to run a business and you don't understand, and oh my gosh, this is a huge thing, especially for network marketers, because it's still a business, right? So a lot of them don't understand what they need to be deducting, or what they need to be tracking as far as their expenses, what they need to be documenting, as far as, you know, their activity in their business and the expenses that they have. So it's a big thing. Like, you want to make sure that you're doing the right thing so that you are, you know, in a financially sound situation when it comes to your business. So, you know, they can even help you structure, right? So if you don't know what structure, I get this question a lot. Should I be an LLC? Should I be a sole proprietor? Should I be an S Corp? That's what they do. They look at your numbers and they look at your, you know, your business and what you're doing. And there was a gentleman, I think he was able to save like $4,000 in taxes for the year just by consulting with our experts and them restructuring his business. Okay, powerful, so powerful. Like, you know, it's not just about how much you make. It's about what you do with what you make. So if you're able to keep more of what you make, that means you're able to save and invest more. And it's that simple to me. The other thing is that goes along with that part of the program, which is actually a free service that MWR Financial offers, is credit restoration, right? So we help you to improve your credit score, and the experts do that for you. You just simply submit your credit report and with your 3 scores, and they go to work for you. And you know, we have education and credit literacy information as well, to not just repair your credit, but to kind of teach you the things that are included in that, so you can keep your credit in good standing. Okay.
And why,
all right, so go ahead.
Why is credit so important these days, Tracy?
I think that it's like it's a big buzz right now, and a big need, because of what I just said, and just the debt being so high in America. Like, it's astronomically, don't even ask me the number, because it changes all the time, but it is astronomically high. And, you know, a lot of it is from, you know, just poor habits. A lot of people have student loans. That was something that we went gung-ho on, you know, when our parents, you know, couldn't pay for our college. Like, oh, we can get all these loans and they'll give us all this money. Well, now we're in big crap, because we have these huge loans and we cannot pay them back. Literally, most people are just paying the interest and they can't even get the principal. So credit is big because it's affecting so many people right now because of the high, the debt that we're in. And that debt percentage, your utilization on your credit, if it's really high, your credit's going to be low. And so the problem is that you can't get any more trade lines. It's hard to get more lines of credit when it's low. So you're pretty much just stuck with, trying to pay down the debt and trying to catch up. And so, so what happens is if you go to want to purchase a car or a home or to do something that can help you move forward, it's hard to get that, right? And your interest rates are going to be much higher. So in a nutshell, people that have bad credit, they end up paying more, right? You pay more on your car insurance. Pretty much, it even can affect people getting jobs. Like it is very, very detrimental to have poor credit.
Right.
And the thing is that it can fluctuate. The credit doesn't always, your score doesn't always stay phenomenal. You may end up using some of your credit, or the score might change or what have you. But overall, if you can keep it in a good standing, it will be more beneficial to you, right? So it's just about educating people what actually is included in that score, like what affects it. It's not just when you have late payments. It's not just if you have a repo or short sale or something like that, which those are the things that our company helps to clean up. But it's also about, like I said, how much utilization, how much credit do you have and how much have you used? Like, for example, if you have a total credit limit on all your credit lines of $10,000 and you've used up 9,500, right? Then your percentage is really high. So your scores, it affects it over 30% or about 30% of your score. So you see what I mean? It's not just that part, which is hitting people as well because they're not able to pay their debt that they took out. So that late payments, 30 days, 60 days, it's hitting their score. So it's a variety of things. Also the mixture of credit. So you want to have different types of credit, a loan, a mortgage, credit cards. You want to have a mixture, and that helps your score as well. So, all of those things play a part, and it's just about understanding kind of how to play the credit game and how to keep it in good standing. So those are some of the things that we teach, as well as giving them that resource of not having to figure out how to write the letters because sometimes it takes several rounds of letters to get rid of things off of your report. Mm-hmm. So they handle that for you while you're learning about how to handle the other parts. All right. The next part of that actually ties into it. So the Equity Max part of our program helps people to get out of debt in a fraction of the time. So we literally, once you put all of your information in of what you owe and what your interest rates and all that, they are going to send you a monthly statement on what to pay and when to, what to pay and how much to pay. Okay, and what you need to be doing as far as snowballing the effect of paying your debt down quicker. So a lot of people are seeing that they're able to get out of debt instead of a 30-year plan with their creditor. We're able to show them how to get out of debt in 15 years, 10 years. All right. And what does that do? Like I just said, it saves them in interest, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in interest over the life of their loan or what have you. So super, super powerful, because while they're working on that plan, what's it going to do? It's going to improve their credit. All right. The last part of that is where we actually take people all the way to being an investor. We have a special account that we use. The private reserve account teaches people how to become their own bank. Myself as a trader really understood the power of this, because when you trade, or even if you have your money, let's say if you guys are here, if you have your money in a 401k or a 403b that's attached to the stock market, if the stock market goes down, which it does, then your investment takes a hit, right? Your retirement takes a hit. And what happens is you're going to have to perform, or not you, but your portfolio is going to have to perform it by leaps and bounds, right? To even catch up to to where you left off at, right? It's going to have to even perform better. And then it's going to have to move forward, right? So when you take that loss, it can be several years before you catch up. With the type of account that we have, it doesn't take a loss, which is super powerful. So it doesn't take a loss, but it's also, tax-free when you take it out. You can withdraw at any time for the most part. And then if you were to need to make a purchase like a car, or if you're a real estate agent, you're in property, investing or whatever, you can have that money over there and take it out from yourself, right? You can pull that out from yourself, go pay for your car, and then you'll end up paying yourself back those payments, right? It's going back to your private reserve account. So that's why we call it self-banking, right? Not only that, let's say you have $50,000 in that account and you were wanting to pull money out, then you can, let's say you take out $30,000 to go buy a car. That account is still growing at a rate typically of like 4 to 14% annually, which is huge for any account that's growing interest, right? Compounding interest. And it still grows as if it's 50,000 in there. So it's a leveraged account. So even though you pulled it out, it's not going to drop to 20,000 and say, okay, we're going to grow like it's 20,000. It's going to stay at 50,000 and it's going to keep growing as you're paying your money, paying yourself back. Okay. So hopefully that makes sense. But what we do when people get started with our program is we actually set them up with the Wealth Max specialist. I'm not the expert on that type of account. I just, deliver the information, and I plug people in who really want to take their retirement and their saving to a whole nother level, because it is a very special type of account that a lot of people don't know about. I know I didn't, and I was mad actually when I found out, because I wanted to take everything out my 401k and put it over there, but he told me don't do that. He
Right.
said, because I have one at my job that actually contributes as well. So any excess, you would want to, put in that type of account to help grow it even quicker, right? So it's about diversifying your portfolio, right? You don't want all your retirement in a 401k. Right. You don't want that, because if anything happens, it's all gone. You would want some of it over there, maybe some of it in the private reserve account, maybe some of it invest, you want to spread things out, because, it's nothing is really, guaranteed. So you're spreading out your risk. You may have something higher risk over here, and then a private reserve account, which tends to be lower risk and that type of thing. So that's what they're going to educate you on, okay? They are the experts. They're going to sit down with you and see, where do you want to focus? Do you want to focus on getting that pay raise? Okay, most people should be starting there, at least making sure that you're not already overpaying. If you're not, great, make sure that your credit is intact. If that's intact, great. Let's make sure that your debt is under control. If that's cool, then you still need to make sure that you have your money in a vehicle that's going to grow to the point where you can now live off the interest alone. Okay, so that's the goal, to take someone from beginning to end. Okay.
Powerful, Tracy. We got quite a bit of people tuning in here.
And if anyone has any questions, you can go ahead and drop them in the chat.
Eugene has a question. I was looking at it here. He said, "Where is how to generate the passive income?" That was his question.
Okay, yes, I'm gonna get to that now. So great question, Eugene. So what I just explained was what we provide, right, with our program. Okay, the income comes from sharing it with other people. All right, so I know that everyone on this webinar right now, or if you're watching on Facebook, you either need one of these services yourself, or at least 3 to 10 people that also need it, right? So not only can our customers actually come in and share this program with other individuals and get their membership for free, we allow you to also share it for to build residual income. Okay, so and this is the super powerful part, you guys. I told you that I really understand and promote the power of having a business, And so we actually allow people to be consultants with our program to actually share the opportunity and generate a very, very significant residual, and let me say guaranteed residual income if they choose to share the information. So that's where the passive income comes from, because when you get to a certain point, by just sharing, and I'll actually tell you, if once you have shared it and helped 3 individuals get started, and then who also want to share the opportunity, and 1 customer, just 1 customer, you can actually lock in guaranteed income, right? Residual income. So that means just from doing that activity, for those of you that don't understand residual, just from doing that activity with the 3 and 1, now you're able to generate that, and at that point it's 150. So I'll just say $150 every month. Not only have you made your money back from the from your initial investment. I think it's. Yeah. Did I do that?
Oh no, you good, Tracy.
Okay. Not only have you. It's echoing. Did we change something? Oh, hold on.
Hold on 1 second. Let me mute myself out.
Okay, that's better. So not only have you got your investment back, but you've also now generating $150 residual every single month. So let me explain the difference of that. If you don't go to work, all right, and let me just say, if you think about yourself right now, what do you have in place in as far as income, to where you do it one time and it comes in and you have a set income every single month, right? We call that passive or residual income. All right, think about what you have right now that does that for you. All right, if you don't have anything, that's all the more reason why you want to consider. All right, because if you don't go to work, or if you lose your job, then you don't have any income. And I'll give you an example, and I was going to share this testimony with on a Facebook Live, but I was so excited when I heard actually the individual that told me about this program. She came to our event a couple months back when we had it in Baltimore, and she got sick after that. She had generated, she had got to the point where she was at a minimum of $600 a month residual income. Since she got sick, she wasn't working for 2 months. And she continued to get paid every month. And it was actually more than $600. Why? Because the individuals that she shared with had amazing results. They wanted to generate residual income, and they also were going out and doing the same thing. See, that's called duplicating or creating distribution, right? So you're recreating yourself. You're leveraging the amount of hours that you're able to generate income on, because there's only, if you work an 8-hour day, you're only going to get paid for 8 hours. But if you have 10 other individuals that are connected to you directly, that you showed how to generate income as well, and you're getting, paid off of their efforts, then now you have way more hours. You've multiplied your hours, right? You can't do that as an individual. You just can't. You can't do that at a job. You can't. There's just no other way. All right, you'll be half, falling apart. You would be unhealthy trying to come up with all those hours out of thin air. All right, so she was actually, amazed, and it even pushed her even more to, after she got herself healthy, to come back and continue to share it, right? Because, she even got paid more than the $600. So the company says that even if you don't bring in another person, another business partner or a customer, or once you reach that minimum guaranteed income, they're going to pay you that every month. Whether anybody else get started or not, that's what you are guaranteed, okay? So that is super, super powerful, because if you want to, if you really want to make a difference for your family and for your income, you have to figure out a way to generate passive income. I hear people all the time, they say, oh, well, I have to wait till I retire. I can't wait till retirement. They're counting their years. They're tired. Their body is beat up and tore down. And I know for a fact there's somebody on here right now that's thinking that, okay? And I'm just being so honest, and it breaks my heart when I hear people say that they're miserable, they hate their job, you know, they don't like what they're doing, they're not getting paid what they're worth, you know, but they're just trying to hold on to a retirement that's not even guaranteed. It's not even, I've seen, you know, actually people that I know personally get very close to retirement, literally within 6 months of retiring. And you guys may know that, you know, people in the same, they get months within retirement and they get let go. Really. Months within retirement from a company they've worked for 30 plus years. And you let someone go and they lose their benefits. You got to be kidding me. If you all do not wake up, I cannot say this any clearer. If you all do not wake up and realize that it is up to you to really be able to open your eyes and see opportunity and take advantage of it. It doesn't have to be some huge miraculous thing. We simply plug people into services, right? We don't do the work. You know, I personally, other than my personal tax clients, you know, I don't do the work for you know, that the financial experts with our program do. I just find people that have these same issues, and they're everywhere. They're everywhere. Everybody has some kind of financial burden that we are able to solve that problem, okay? So you have to start taking control of your personal financial situation because nobody else is going to do it for you. The job is just there. You're just going there so that you can fund, so that you can help them to generate income for their company, right? Mm-hmm. So you're just helping them to become wealthy. The owner is not there, right? So some people will say, oh, you know, it looks like a pyramid. You know, well, all jobs are pyramids because there's an owner, there's a CEO, there's a CFO, you know, you got this vice president. So it's the same way, right? It's just that you're
telling them the secret sauce.
Huh?
You're telling them the secret.
Well, it's just reality. It's not. I hope it's not a secret. I really hope it's not, because you know I get that, and I'm like, you know, I just don't understand. It's just we've been a little brainwashed. You know, we've just been brainwashed, and it's nobody's fault. And we're not trying to point the finger and say it's just about awareness. So the more awareness that we can create, and the more information that we can put out there, the better our people are going to be, and the easier it is for them to be able to get out of the financial stress that they're in. So, because it can be done. I had someone call me yesterday. I want to share this. I had someone call me yesterday, and he was, you know, trying to figure out a way that a family member he had just did not know what to do. She made about, you know, maybe $30,000, 20 to 30,000, I forget, you know, low income. And she was just really did not know what to do, robbing Peter to pay Paul, and was trying to see if she could get a pay raise. But, you know, her tax return that she got was not from her overpaying in taxes, because she only paid very little taxes from her income because of the bracket she was in. She probably didn't have a huge tax liability, right? So she was already paying her fair share, but it just was not enough. And she did not know what to do, right? She just didn't know what to do. So in those cases, you know, you have to realize that you have to be open to going to work for yourself. Because if you're gonna, like most people would say, I need a second job, right? They've conditioned us to think that. You got people that's working 3 and 4 jobs. That's for 3 and 4 people, right? You shouldn't be working 18 jobs, right? So now if you want to, I'm not knocking that at all. So if your family has to eat and you want to get several jobs, you know, a part-time, a PRN, that's what my nurses do, right? When they want extra money, they work extra hours. They continue to trade time for hours. But if you really want true freedom, you don't have to build it fast. You don't have to build it right away. But if you get to the point, you know, 10, 15 years down the line, and you've slowly created and built something that is sustainable for yourself to create residual income, then you'll be free to walk away, right? You won't worry about trying to hang on 5, 10, 15 extra years until they decide if they want to pay you retirement. I don't understand. I'm trying to understand it. So we want you to understand that you can create your own economy. If it's not MWR Financial, if it doesn't make sense to you, fine. But you better go out there and figure out how you can generate some income. Develop a skill set. Skill sets always pay, right? Because if you take the time to go learn something that other people don't really want to do or know how to do, somebody will pay you for it. You just got to put yourself out there, right? So, but if you choose to, look further at MWR Financial, can be very, very lucrative. Even just the first way of pay can pay up to $1,000 a day if you choose to take it that serious. And yes, I said $1,000 a day, and that's on one way that we get paid. We have an individual in our program right now who's never even done business before, had no clue about social media. He's at the point where he's generating a minimum of, I don't even know where he's at now, but very quickly he was able to get to 5,000 residual income a month, right? 5,000 residual income, and several of them are about to be, at 10, 11,000 residual, and just from sharing the opportunity and plugging people in. So it is possible. You don't have to have some miraculous kind of experience. Income disclaimer, of course. That's from doing some work, right? You do have to put in a little work. You do have to, share it with people, follow up, make sure they plug in. But it's no different than what you would do at your job. That's what baffles me. Some people go, oh, I don't have time. They'll make an excuse of why they can't do something or why they can't share an opportunity. But you're doing the same thing, if not more, at your job. So why go get a second job when you're going to run yourself into the ground when you can do something, part-time and consistently that'll build something for yourself that no one can take away from you. So yeah, just wanted to share that the opportunity is there for you to take it as far as you want. And that's how we generate the passive income from sharing it with other people. So someone says, what does the program cost? The program as a customer is $79.97. All right, so that's for those individuals, and it does include husband and wife who want to take advantage of all the services that I explained earlier. The financial team, so what we call it Money Max, right? So they're going to look at your W-4s and all of that. Unlimited consultations, super, super powerful part of the program. They're going to go ahead and clean up your credit, show you that the Equity Max plan to help you get out of debt, all those services, and then also the private reserve account, consultations and setting up of that. That's the membership, right? Those are the 4 core services for $79.97. And there's some other things in there. For those of you that want the full detail, definitely reach out to Ontarian or myself, if any of you, but definitely reach out to Ontarian, because he is really going to be pushing this information out there just to really help and educate people. So, but the business itself is just $228, you guys. I don't think there's many businesses I've been in for $228. Honestly, I paid the initial part to get in, and was able to get my money back for that within a week or two, and then also lock in residual income within 30 days. So it's a very, very minimal cost and I want you guys to think about this. If you come in a $228, that also gives you access to all the services for you and your spouse, if you have one, as well as the opportunity to make money, right? To start changing your financial, increase your cash flow and build that residual. But if you take advantage of the services, which we're going to make sure you do, and you get an increase, right? Let's say you happen to get an increase of even just $200, right there, you've already covered what you paid. But let's say you get $300 to $600 a month, you're already in profit pretty much, right? So there really is no way to lose with this, okay? There really is no way. Not only that, when you share it with 3 people, when you get 3 customers, your membership is free anyway. So as a business owner, the only thing that you have to pay is $40 a month. There is limited to none business, or I would say very few businesses where you can run a business, be in profit. We have people that have been going profit the very next day. They're at the first guaranteed income the very next day. That just depends on how quickly you want to share it, okay? So to be able to really change somebody's finances within 30 days, okay, now I'm not guaranteing that, but the opportunity is there. You know, you can apply and get the, you can plug in your information, get the pay raise as soon as 48 to 72 hours, send that to your job. And if you qualify for whatever pay raise, now it could be 50 bucks, it could be $100 per paycheck. It's still additional income. It's still additional cash flow, right? And then you go ahead and you take that cash flow and you either put it into building your business or, you know, paying off debt or what have you. So it's really a win-win. And not only that, there's a 30-day money back for those that plug into the program and actually follow the steps and actually plug into all the services. If we are not able to really give you any results, then they give you your money back. So it's a no-brainer to me.
No-brainer, folks. No-brainer. So it sounds like to me the MWR Financial is basically helping people create their own economy from scratch, showing them how to.
I'm sorry, you cut out. What did you say?
It sounds like the MWR Financial is helping people create their own economy from scratch. Is that
absolutely right? That's a good way to put it. Just creating your own economy and stop, you know, waiting for, you know, someone else to create it for you. You know, it's just educating. When you have the information, when you have the resources, you're able to plug into them. You're able to use them and apply them to really get you out of the trouble that you're in. And so a lot of times it's like when we're in our own circles of people and we only talk to our friends that are in the same, you know, it's like, what can they do for you? If you are, you know, oh, I have, how much student loans you have? Oh, I got 100,000. Oh, I got 60,000. Oh, I got, you know, it's like, y'all are just, you know, talking about these issues, but who has the solution? Who has the solution? So if you're not in the right circles, or if you're not, you know, I guess really ambitious to go learn things and do them yourself, then a lot of times people are just going to end up being stuck where they are. And so, you know, we're not really looking for everybody, right? So can this program help everybody? Yes, but we're not really, and I hate to say it that way, yes, we do want to help everybody, but we're looking for the people that aren't going to think that this is something that you just purchase and your finances magically, you know, get better. You see what I'm saying? We're looking for someone who sees an opportunity that, oh my goodness, there are some things that I am missing. There are some gaps that I need filled financially. And so when you get started, we're going to make sure that you plug into all the services so that you can get the best results and as quick as possible. But if you don't do the work to actually, and it's not a lot of work, you know, we just upload some documents, make sure that you plug your information in. The Equity Max plan, you know, you do have to still pay your bills. You know, we don't pay your bills for you or make them disappear. But if we give you the resources and the tools and the roadmap, that's what people are missing. It truly is what people are missing. They don't have the accountability. And, you know, with the Money Max, you can schedule a call, you know, once a month if you want, and say, hey, look, you know, I'm trying to buy a house. This is what my expenses are. You know, they'll go through it and see, you know, things that you don't need or what you do need to keep, and, you know, what have you, just getting that plan down. And a lot of people don't have that, or they just can't afford it. So for $79.97 for all those services is absolutely like a steal.
It's a definite steal.
It's a definite steal. Okay, so someone says, how is this different from MyEcon? And I'm gonna definitely address that. Lyndon, thank you for your question.
He took the question out of my mouth.
You said what?
He took the question right out of my mouth. I was going to ask that. I was like, yeah, you know, there's another company out there doing similar. What's the difference?
Yeah, it's a great question, and we get that a lot. There's actually two companies. You know, I'm sure there's more out there, but we're very, very, very different. And the biggest difference that I would say is that we have experts that do the work for you, that take the burden off of you figuring out how to do the letters. Now, let me say this. You can do credit repair yourself, all right? And the reason why I mentioned earlier is that the credit repair and the restoration part is actually a free benefit of our program. The main part is really helping people to get that instant pay raise. And that's what, you know, That's why they call us the home of the instant pay raise. The MWR stands for Make Wealth Real, right? That is our core thing. The credit repair is just on top of that. So MyEcon pretty much mainly just has the credit repair. I know they have some other things thrown in there as well, but you have to do the credit repair yourself with MyEcon. They don't have experts that are going to actually look at your W-4s and do it for you. Like, they do it within 24 to 48 hours typically, right? You don't have to study all those numbers, and the form is 4 pages long, and I guarantee probably most people don't read it. So we let the experts do the work for you, so there's no issue there. So that's really the big difference. Also, we take it a whole step further into the investing part. So we actually have specialists, just like I was saying, that'll teach you how to become your own bank. Also, I didn't mention how to purchase land 20 to 40% below market value on land that's like really in the path of growth, where you're really going to maximize your investment. These are experts. The other companies do not have experts. That's the big difference. Those, on MyEcon, you do it yourself, and I'm not, it's a great program for those who just want to dive in and are very ambitious. They have the time to do that. But several people that have come to me that were kind of comparing the two, they were looking here because they didn't want to do it themselves. And honestly, I was in MyEcon as well, and I also was in FES, and great programs they are. But we're very different, and we take pride in that, being very, very different. So that's the big thing. We have experts that do it for you. You can have consultations with our financial planners. We have an enrolled agent. We have Mr. Terrence Hawkins, a huge, highly sought after tax professional. I think he's number 5 or something in the U.S. I don't know what his number is, but he's very highly sought after. He attached his name and partnered with this company, and actually provides one of the service for those that are like have challenges with their taxes, like back taxes, and who owe debt to the IRS and they need help with those issues. He actually helps with that service. So that's another benefit to our members. So we kind of address a whole lot of issues, but we have people that you are consulting with to do it. You're not figuring it out yourself, okay? So that's the big difference. MyEcon doesn't really have that up until this point.
And that's what I like. That's what I like about MWR is the automation. It's more automated. Not a lot of footwork. That's what really gets to it. And plus the other benefits on the back end, the experts. That is what got me. I was like, you know what? Go ahead and sign me up, because I don't have a lot of time on the day, and I want to just click a couple of buttons and let the experts do the rest.
Oh yeah.
Win-win.
Yeah, I had a call with the Money Max today. I call on them. You can send a message. You can just click a button, send a message. Message your expert. If you have a business, you need to be talking to them about what you can deduct, what you can do, structuring your business. Are you doing things right? Looking at your profit and loss. Now, they don't do like bookkeeping or anything like that. I do want to say that because someone asked me that the other day. They're not actually, filing your taxes, or they're not actually, managing your books. That's something you have to do or get another service for that. But as far as any consultation, any advice, any even tax planning, for those of you that want to see how you can lower your taxes, maybe you do your taxes yourself, right? Maybe you do your taxes yourself and you really need some expertise or planning from a professional that can show you, okay, maybe you can maximize, your investment here so you can get a bigger deduction, or maybe you can put, what I'm saying? So they understand the tax law to help to benefit you, but you just need to plug into them and use them as a resource. So yeah, it's very simple. You click a button, you say, hey, I want to talk to my CPA, or I want to talk to a financial planner or whatever, and they give you a call at the time you select. It's very simple. You want to do the pay increase, you upload a couple documents, it takes 5 minutes, they send you the form back. You want to do the credit repair, you put it, like, it's nothing. Also, the difference with another company that we are frequently compared to is that they send our credit letters out for you. They don't send it to you for you to have to mail, because that was a challenge too with some people. Some people will be on the road and they don't get their, they wouldn't get to their mail on time, or they would just be very busy. People just, unfortunately, we are extremely busy. Unless you are really, really motivated and really dedicated to hunkering down and learning this stuff and doing it yourself, it's a challenge. It's not rocket science. People can do it, and we tell you in a second, look, this is a service that you can do yourself, but that's why they provide it as a just a free benefit for included with the membership. So did that explain a little bit for you, Lyndon?
I think that cleared it up for Lyndon. We have someone on Facebook, a good friend of mine, Mike Jones. He said thanks for clearing that up. So he definitely understood it as well.
Awesome. Okay. Any other questions?
Any other questions? This has been phenomenal. I'm getting educated all over again here.
Absolutely.
Any other questions, either from where we are now on the console here, or on Facebook, because this is streaming live on Facebook? Any other questions, guys? Feel free to type in the chat, or you can comment on the video on Facebook. What's the first thing a person has to, what does a person have to do in order to, so the first step, just want to kind of reiterate here. The first thing a person wants to do once they're inside of MWR is, if they're working a job, well, let's just say this. Let me say the opposite way. What if a person is not working a job? Will they still be able, because that may be a question, will they still be able to benefit from the, the monthly, getting a monthly fee coming in on a passive basis?
So creating residual, can they create residual income if they're not working a job?
Yeah, well, I know they can if they get into the business, but if they, in order to get that pay raise, they need to be working a regular job, right?
Yeah, in order to get the pay raise, you do have to be a W-2 worker. Okay. So, because I mean, if you're not working, you don't have an income anyway to get a pay raise.
That's right.
So yeah, but if you come into the program, you can utilize the other services that we have. Let's say you're wanting to, get that plan to get out of debt, or, or if you're wanting to work on your credit, then, or invest, but, if you don't have an income from a W-2 and you have no income, that's fine. You can still use the other parts of the services. Now, if you're saying if you're an actual 1099, then of course you wouldn't be able to, get a pay raise, or you wouldn't even need a W-4 because you're a 1099. So especially if you have a business is why you would need this service, because like I said, about the CPAs and the, enrolled agents, financial planners, you're going to want to consult with them and make sure that your business is operating correctly, right? So if you're 1099, you definitely can still take advantage of the membership and or the business if they choose to do that. Because also, we get the tax bot free with the program. It's like my favorite tool. Like I'm obsessed with that thing, because every expense that I use for my business, I log it, right? So every business owner needs an expense tracking system. Now, if you already have a CPA or whatever that does that for you, that's fine. But there's still, access to that tool, and also access to our financial team that you can consult with as well. So yeah, 1099 workers still need the membership because they're able to use them as a resource. Also, if you're generating income as an independent business owner, then you're going to want to make sure that your investments are diversified as well. So you're going to be wanting to talk to WealthMax, setting up that private reserve account, and just having them look at everywhere that you're putting your money, so to make sure your money is working for you. Because if you're a business owner, you understand that money can go to work for you. Mm-hmm. So that needs to be addressed as well.
Oh, I love it when money goes to work for me.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
That's what we're trying to teach you guys. We want to take you in steps. As you've heard, MWR is going to get you in a place to where you become your own economy. All right. So when you work a job, you are in somebody else's economy. Think about that. You are building somebody else's economy. All right. In school, in college, we were not taught to build our own economy. We were taught to go help somebody else. So in essence here, we're going to take you from A to Z. First of all, getting more money back on your paycheck to free up more income to be able to invest, okay? To be able to invest in the business, to be able to in the end, invest to where your money is making passive income. And that is the ultimate goal, but we have to start somewhere. And then in the process, every single one of you, if you're working, if you have a post, you know somebody who wouldn't mind a pay raise. You know somebody who needs a credit raise. You know somebody who's in debt that needs debt elimination. It's something that you're going to be helping someone with. It's really a service. It's really something of value, high value, that is going to educate people on what they need to do to gain financial freedom. That's what we're doing here.
Right.
In a nutshell. So,
absolutely,
Tracy, I want to thank you, sister. Is there any more questions before we end, guys? Because this has been power packed. Yes, Warrington. Yes, you get with me, sir. I'll get with you, Warrington. After this, brother. So yes. Any other questions, guys? Any other questions about?
Definitely, those of you that are watching, I would not let this pass by, because it is an opportune time to get involved with this particular program, because it's exploding. Okay, it's exploding because of, like I said, we really don't compare to anything else, and so people are just ready. People are ready to take advantage of something that can really help them, to do some of the work for them while they're getting their situations together, and kind of take them from A to Z with that. So if you guys are ready to get started, definitely reach out to Ontarian. He will give you the information to get connected. But I also want to say at 9 o'clock, for those of you who are really, really interested, like I said, it may not be totally for everyone that you want to generate that income. But those of you that are really ready, you're like, I'm sick and tired of this. I need this information. I'm tired of going and making everybody else rich. Those are the people that we want to work with. We want to give you access to our webinar that we're having at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So in about 40 minutes or so, 45 minutes or so, Mr. Terrence Hawkins, the individual that I was mentioning, the tax expert, will be doing a presentation. And he will go through all the services in detail, as well as how we get paid. You guys need to be on that session at 9 o'clock. Only if you're serious, though, okay? Because what we'll do is we'll have, and then you can ask questions from him as well. And then when you're ready to get started, right after that, we can get you started and show you the clear blueprint that we use to get to a six-figure income residually every year, okay? That's for those that are serious. Because it is very, very doable. I've been in networking for, like I said, 12 years, and I really have never seen a compensation and a structure around the services like this. Okay, I'm just being very, very honest, and I wouldn't hype it up if it wasn't. People that know me, if any of you guys are watching that know me, they know I don't do anything that's not credible, and that doesn't really work, and that I'm not passionate about. And so I really don't. Ontarian knows I don't even like lies. I don't even know. People be like, "What, Tracy?"
I can attest to that. I can attest to that.
You have to know that I'm passionate about this. If I'm doing a live and on a,
yes.
so it's no hype here. The stuff works. And for those of you that are already involved, know that I will bend over backwards to help people get started the right way. And those are the people that I'm looking for, that just are like, look, Tracy or Ontarian, tell me what to do, because I'm ready to change my finances. So with that being said, go ahead and reach out to Ontarian and get that information, and I will get the link, and I guess I'll post it below this on Facebook. Or
yeah,
you can.
You want to do? Are you talking about the webinar?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can send it to me. I'll put it underneath this live, and then we can post it in the chat too.
Okay. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can.
You able to open up? You see the chat there?
Yeah, I see the chat. I'm just going to try to find the link.
Okay. Mike Jones, the monthly cost, if you become a customer, Mike Jones, it's $79.97. Is that right, Tracy?
Yes, $79.97. But again, we're going to show you how to get that for free by sharing it with 3 customers. So that's the cool thing about this is that so the company does not want to create any bills, right? They don't want to create more bills. We're trying to get people out of debt. So even though the service, yes, is $79.97, and if you don't want to refer anybody and you just want to pay that $79.97, that's fine. But we do give you the opportunity to get it for free once we get 3 customers started. And that's the same with if you want to start the business as well. All right, and that includes husband and wife. Now, like I said, if you get it the 3 and the 3 and your membership is free as the business owner, then the monthly with that will be left over as $40, and that's to just run your business. Okay.
All right, awesome.
And so let me see. I think I got this link here. Oh wow, it gave me this long link. That's not what I want.
The webinars are every
Tuesday and Wednesday at 9 p.m.
All right.
This link that is a Zoom link, so it's really long. Copy. I don't know if you let me see. I guess I'll put it.
Yeah, you can put it there and then send it to me. What I'll do is I'll put a shortener on it.
Yeah, it's really long. But that's the link that I have from the Zoom link.
Okay.
I want to say it's Team No Limit Zoom something. But we'll get you guys the shorter link, or we'll post it below.
Yeah, we'll get you guys, those who want to come, we'll get you that link for sure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. Tracy, thanks for all your knowledge, sister.
Yes, no problem. No problem. And we look forward to helping you all.
Absolutely. Guys, we're going to get back with you. And let's get you rolling. Let's get you
right.
And create your own economy.
Absolutely. Sounds good. I look forward to meeting you all.
All right, Trace.
Take care,
everybody.
All right, take care.